After the revolution of 1911, China was in a state of chaos. Many people ruled the country at the same time. The Chinese provinces were divided among leaders who acted like medieval rulers. This time period was called the Warlord Era. Today, we will discuss how China emerged from the state of chaos and disorder turned out and how the Chinese Communist Party came to power. Over this podcast, there will be two abbreviations that we will use. KMT, the Nationalist Party established by Sun Yat-sen, and the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, ruled by Mao Zedong.
Born in the village of Shoshan in Yunnan province, Mao Zedong was the son of a rich farmer and grain dealer. After graduating from the First Provincial Normal School of Hunan in 1918, he traveled to Beijing in 1919 with his professor Yang Shanghai. He registered as a part-time student at Beijing University and engaged himself as much as possible in reading. During his stay in Beijing, his idea of communism evolved and matured. He married Yang Shanghai, Professor Shanghi's daughter and a fellow student. Mao Zedong witnessed China during this state of chaos, and they believed that the peasants are the ones who deserve all the power because they were treated badly and had few rights. The communist beliefs of Mao Zedong were a little different than the Bolsheviks in Russia because he focused on power to the peasants, not power to the Soviets. Still, main ideas like the abolition of religion and individualism persisted. Also, main cultural things like foot binding were not accepted.
The Chinese Communist Party, known as the CCP, was founded in 1921. Its stated goal was to enforce socialism in the country by removing capitalist, traditional and cultural elements from Chinese society, including Confucian and Buddhist values. Mao believed that Sun Yat-sen and his Nationalist Party were weak and corrupt. In 1925, Sun Yat-sen dies and was replaced by Chiang Kai-shek as leader of the Nationalist Party. Chiang allies with Mao and the CCP briefly in an attempt to defeat warlords and unify China.
Chiang Kai-shek, the son of a wine merchant, was born in Fenghua, China, 1887. His father died when he was a child, leaving the family in extreme poverty. He was sent to live with relatives, but he ran away and joined the army. Chiang was a good soldier and he was eventually sent to the military academy in Baotou. In 1907, he attended the military state college in Tokyo. During this period, he became a supporter of Sun Yat-sen, the leader of the Nationalist Party, during the 1911 revolution. Chiang led a regiment that captured Shanghai in support of the revolution.
Around 1924, the popularity of the Nationalist Party started to decrease. Many people viewed them as the representatives of the Western influence. The Nationalist Party wanted to establish a democracy, capitalism, and they wanted to impose Western ideas to improve the economy. The Chinese population was anti-foreign countries and was angry towards the Western countries after the recent Treaty of Versailles that upset the people. In the same year, 1926, the CCP creates the People's Liberation Army, also known as the Red Army, not to be confused with the Bolsheviks' Red Army.
During the summer of 1925, Chiang, as a commander-in-chief of the National Revolutionary Army, set out on the long-delayed northern expedition against the northern warlords. Within 9 months, half of China had been conquered. By 1926, however, the KMT had divided into left and right-wing factions, and the communist bloc within it was also growing. Soviet Union, still hoping to prevent a split between China and the CCP, ordered communist underground activity to facilitate or aid the northern expedition, which was finally launched by Chiang from southern China in July 1925. In early 1927, the KMT-CCP rivalry led to a split in the revolutionary ranks, but Chiang, whose northern expedition was proving successful, set his forces to destroying the Shanghai CCP apparatus in the Shanghai Massacre and established an anti-communist government at Nanjing in April 1927. For the first time ever, the nationalists were almost taking control of the country. In 1931, Japan invades Manchuria and meets little resistance from Chiang's troops. Japan occupies Manchuria in disobedience of the weak League of Nations, and prepares for a full-scale invasion of China. The main thing the Japanese invasion shows is that the KMT is weak. Chiang Chik and his wife Sung Mei Ling set up the New Life movement in February 1934. It attempted to counter communism ideology with a mix of traditional Confucianism, nationalism, and authoritarianism that have some similarities to fascism. It rejected individualism and Western capitalistic values. It also aimed to build up morale in a nation that was besieged with corruption, factionalism, and opium addiction. After hiding for a long time in northern China, the CCP made an idea that saved their party from destruction. In October of 1934, the Long March begins. 100,000 soldiers and other supporters of the Red Army forced their way through the nationalist blockade surrounding their base in northern China and began their walk towards Shanxi. The soldiers walked for nearly an entire year, averaging between 17 and 26 miles a day. During the course of their journey, soldiers of the Red Army crossed 24 rivers, 11 provinces, and 18 mountain ranges, some at an altitude of 16,000 feet or more. In addition to the barriers of nature, the soldiers of the Red Army were repeatedly involved in battles and skirmishes with nationalist troops as they progressed toward their destination. Of the 100,000 soldiers that left Kiangsi, only 30,000 survived to finally reach their new base at Shanxi in October 1935. Chiang and their fire for not repelling the Japanese invasion of Manchuria caused many people to start to join the communist side as they saw them more nationalist than the nationalists themselves.
Later, in 1937, the Second Sino-Japanese War begins, when Japan invades China with Marco Polo Bridge incident in Beijing, often considered the beginning of World War II in Asia. Japan easily advances and taking Beijing, Shanghai after months of fighting. Japan moves on to take the capital, where the massacre of Nanjing occurs.
This time period is the emerging of nationalism in China. This is also how the Communist Party emerged in China. I'm Farida Salem.
I am Sarah Abdelrahman.
And I'm Saif Hindawy.
And thank you for watching us.